Welcome to day 5. So, before starting day 5 sessions, let me discuss what the task we given in day 4. Task is very simple. What I told you, as soon as we deposited the amount, let me open that code. Once we got deposited or once we withdrawn some amount, I want you to check the balance after the withdrawal of amount. Okay, that is what I want, right? Everyone. Vishnu, from my side, it's clear. See ATM. You can see task is very simple. What I given you, I told you, like your amount you are withdrawing successfully, right? So here I want to ask the user, do you want to check your balance or you want to exit? If you want to check the balance, so whatever the withdrawal amount, whatever the balance is there, from that we need to withdraw the amount. We need to subtract the withdrawal amount. So that is what, right? That is the task. How simple it is, check it. Now here, after amount withdrawn successfully, we'll take one more options. Input of wanna continue, want to exit, want to exit. If you want to exit, you need to choose 0 or want to check balance. For balance, we'll give it like 1. Okay, let's convert into integer. If we choose in if options, I just given that variable options, print current balance. So what will be the current balance? We did not define that current balance. Current balance is equal to whatever the balance you have minus whatever the withdrawal amount. Right? Print current balance. After that, let me break it. Let me stop the loop. If we did not choose in that one, I'll say else print thanks for using SBI ATM. After that, I'll say break. Let me run this now. Enter your PIN number. You already remember your balance is 30,000. I want to withdraw. I want to withdraw 5,000. Amount withdrawn successfully. I want to check the balance. I'll click on 1. Otherwise, I'll click on 0. If I want to click on 1, I got the balance is 25,000. Okay. Simple task, guys. Nothing hard. Again, withdrawn. After deposit also we can write the same code. You want to exit? Thanks for using SBI ATM. Is it clear, everyone? Simple. The same code you can write it after deposit also if you want to check it. It's very simple. So that's the reason majority of the people are able to do it. Right? This is what I wanted. I just want you to add one more feature kind of thing where you can just download it. Where you can just check the balance. That's it. Okay. So fine. So now, my dear people, after this, so here we are using break statement we are using. So break statement, what it will do? Break statement will stop the loop execution. So in the transfer statements, we have one more statement I told you, which is continue. Which is continue. What is the difference between continue statement? For example, let me give the quick recap one more time. On day 4, we discussed about conditional statements. Conditional statements will execute based on the condition we given. In conditional statements, we have if, we have if else, we have if, we have nested if. If only one condition, if else two conditions, if more than two conditions, nested if condition inside the condition. If you want to check, we'll go with this. Next, we have after conditional statements, we started discussing about loops. In loops, we discussed about while loop, we discussed about for loop. While loop execution depends on the condition. For loop execution depends on the sequence. Sequence can be strings, sequence can be list, sequence can be tuple, dictionary. And if you want to execute like bigger sequence, it's not easy to give the sequence. Instead of sequence, we'll be using the range function. Right? After that, we discuss about transfer statements. In transfer statements, we discussed about break. We discussed about continue. Break I already discussed. If you want to stop the loop execution based on the condition, you have to use break statement. Okay. For example, if you want to use skip, if you want to skip it, that current iteration, if you want to skip it, then you should go for continue. Okay, I'll make it very clear. Break statement, you got some idea. Now, for example, I'm just taking a for loop for I in range of 10. If I say, if I equal to 10, I'll explain break statement. I'll say, let's take break. After that, I'll apply break. Now, what will happen if I execute this? Okay, I did not write print statement. Before reaching 10, it will print 1 to 9. But once reaches 10, it will stop. But instead of break, if I give continue, if I give continue, what will happen? Continue will skip that current iteration. When you give a certain condition, when you give certain condition, let's take it 100. If you give certain condition, under that condition it will stop. It will skip. If you observe carefully, at 10, it skipped that. So continue statement is used to skip the current iteration. Continue statement is used to skip the current iteration. Whereas break statement is used to break the statement, stop the statement. I hope you understood what continue can do. Continue, simply it will skip on that particular iteration. Everyone, continue. Is it fine? Very simple. So here also in this code, if you give the continue what it will do? It won't stop the loop. Okay. For example, to make it more clear, if I take, for example, continue here. Check it. Pin number. See. So continue will not stop. Continue will keep on executed. It will continue. Okay. It will continue the things. Is it clear? So again you enter it. Is it clear? I hope it's very clear. Right? So difference between break, continue, when we should use conditional statements, when we should use loop. I hope it's very, very clear to every one of you. I hope it's very clear. Okay. Now, please concentrate, guys. Please concentrate. And don't like you're taking me too much light, guys. Okay. So few people are like, sir, I have a network issue. Can you repeat it? Huh? Like you're just taking it very grand. Right? So along with you, more 500 to 600 people are there. Just kindly understand. Okay. Don't take it too personal. Fine, everyone. And kindly use it properly. See, we have a strategy. If this strategy fails, I'll come with new strategy. Ultimately, I know how to do the business. But you people are getting it for free. Kindly use it properly. Okay. Fine. So now let's concentrate. Let's take one more example. One more example I just want to give you. Concentrate. One more example. Like many people in the interview, they'll pick this guys. Prime number. Okay. Prime number. See, I can give you n number of examples. Okay. If more examples, more days. But whatever the days we have in that, we have to take the examples, right? So I'm just considering prime number as very important program. Like majority of the times they may ask you prime number. So that is the reason. Let's see prime number. Whatever the program, guys, you have to know how to think. You have to know how to build the logic. So that is what my main intention. Why? Because Like once I got a prime number program logic, once you get the ability to think what is a prime number, how to give the prime number, then definitely you can apply the same thinking. Okay, first of all, let's take the requirement. What is your requirement? My requirement is very simple. I have to take a number from the user. I have to take a number from the user. So whatever the number user entered, I have to prove whether this number is a prime number or not. I repeat, my task is very simple. Take a input from the user. Take a number as an input from the user. Okay, your output should be this, whatever the number you took, whether it is a prime number or not. That is the goal. That is our example. Okay. So I'll open the chat box. So you have to write the logic for this. Okay, everyone, just kindly involve, guys. Kindly involve. Kindly everyone involved, please. Okay. Everyone involved. So now I have to take a number from the user. I have to take a number from the user I need to take. How to take a number from the user? Now, yes, Ankita. Now, number is equal to integer. Input, enter a number. I have to take a number from the user. I'm taking the number from the user by using input. Everyone is already aware of it. Okay. We took the number from the user. Int of input of enter a number from the user. Now my discussion will start. If I want to say it is a prime number, my discussion will start if the number greater than what, guys? Greater than 1. If the number greater than 1, then discussion will start. Okay, why 1? Why? Because 1 is also neither prime nor composite. So for every other number, if you consider it as a 0 or 1 or anything like minus negative number, then you call whatever number you took is not a prime number. Is not a prime number. Simple. Is not a prime number. Right. Right. So now, my dear people, if number greater than 1, the discussion will start. So, for example, I want to verify whether if I take the number from the user 5, what is a prime number first of all? What is a prime number? What is a prime number? Prime number means what? What is a prime number? What is a prime number? Prime number means it should be divisible by 1 and itself. If I want to prove it is divisible by 1 and itself, I need to prove it is not divisible by numbers in between. What are the numbers in between? 2, 3, 4 or the numbers in between 1 and 5. I need to prove 2, 3, 4 is not divisible by that number. Okay, so that is the reason. Let's see. Now my discussion will start. I'll take for I in range of, I will consider with 2 to number. Why? Because that number ending index is not included. If whatever the number you are taking from the user, if it is divisible by I, if it leaving the remainder 0, then whether it is a prime number or not, guys, tell me. If number is divisible by I, if it is divisible by I, whether it is prime number or not, it is leaving the remainder 0. It's not a prime number. Not a prime number. Yes. Is not a prime number. Simple. Is not a prime number. Okay. Else, if you write else here after if, it as it is in the for loop, it executes for multiple times. So that is the reason you take else. You take else here. Okay. Now else, after that, is a prime number. Is a prime number. Now let me execute. Now let me execute. If I enter a 5, I'll get it is a prime number. For example, if I execute 8. Why? Because it is written in the for loop, it's keep on executing. So that is the reason once I say it is not a prime number, it has to stop. Okay, so that is why break statement will be useful for you. Now check. Now check. Enter a number. I'll enter 10. 10 is not a prime number, it will stop. 10 is not a prime number, it will stop. Okay. Karanpreet Singh, just now I seen your message. I'm not telling the uses of continue here. Okay. My main intention is to tell the uses of break statement. Break statement will stop the loop. That's it. Continue will continue. If you don't write the continue also, until that condition satisfied, that while statement will execute. Is it clear? Right. Okay. So I repeat prime number one more time, guys. Please try to understand. Prime number, one more time I'm explaining. Very important program. Whatever the program, what is the logic you're writing, try this. Okay. Fine. I took a number from the user. My discussion will start if the number greater than 1. I want to check. Okay. I want to check, for example. So here I'm taking a number from the user. I took 5. If 5 number greater than 1, discussion will start. Now I need to verify 2 to that number. 2 to that number means, and starting index will not be included, right? Will be included. 2, 3, 4, I need to check. So if number divisible by I in the sense I will take 2, 3, 4, I will take. Number is what? 5. Whether 5, if it is divisible by 2, it will check. Whether 5, if it is divisible by 3, it will check. Whether 5, if it is divisible by 4, it will check. In these cases, if it leaving the remainder 0, then whatever the number you took, it's not a prime number. Else is a prime number. Instead of 5, if I consider 8, 8 divisible by 2, it is leaving the remainder 0. And at the same time, 8 divisible by 4, it is leaving the remainder 0. Then it already has 8, 4. Okay, so that is the reason it is not a prime number. Got it? At least now is it okay? Please confirm me, what is a prime number? Is it okay? Logic is okay. Prime number means that number has to divisible by 1 and itself. To prove it is divisible by 1 and itself, we have to prove that it is not divisible by between numbers. Okay, so that is how it will work. I hope it's very clear. So you get n number of programs you get, guys. You have to practice. I'll give you the list of programs. Okay, you can practice. Okay, there is a website called Sand Foundry. Okay. You can practice the programs from there. Is it clear? Like this is my way of writing prime number, guys. If you have any other way, you can write it. So this is what I follow. Is it clear, everyone? Right? Rishi Kumar, that not will give you, that not will give you prime number. Right? I hope it's very clear. Okay, let's continue. Like Sohel, don't simply text like see this code. It's not possible, right? Just in chat box, I cannot see the code, right? I told you, right? If you get with your own code, okay, happy, no problem. There will be multiple ways to write the same code, same logic. This is what I felt, it is easy. Right, okay. Right. So now control flow statements. I hope it's very clear. So now next you need to be aware of how to take the input to the list, how to take input to the set, how to take input for the tuple. Okay, you have to clear this. So now the problem statement, you get it like take a input to take the input for two list. Okay, and add maximum of one list to another minimum of one list. So first of all, how to take a input to the list. Previously, when I explained about list, we did not take the elements from the list. We took it like list 1 is equal to, we took the elements directly like this. Now my question is, how to take input to the list? How to take input to the list tuple set? So usually, if I want to take a number from the user, if I want to take a number from the user, right? Okay. So then what I need to do? If I want to take a number from the user, like I'm just using input function, right? So for example, if I use input function, right? Input function, if I take, for example, I'll write list 1 is equal to input of enter the element. If I take the elements in the form of list, it will not consider as a list. It will consider as string. You can see, you get the string list which is enclosed in the string. Right, everyone? So now just try to understand. Now try to understand. We have one more built-in function. List 1 is equal to, we have eval function. Okay. So this eval function, for example, if I consider with input, enter the elements. If I consider see, like if you want to take the list, you have to give it in the form of square brackets. So that will become list. But I don't want this also. What I want is I want to add the elements into that list. I don't want all these things. So for that, what we need to do? Okay. How to add elements to the list? How to add elements? How to create a list with user input? So first of all, you take a empty list, you take a empty list and decide number of elements you want to add into that empty list. Enter number of elements you want to add. Now you take for loop. For I in range of, depends on the number of elements. Okay. You have to add a element into this. So in this list one, you need to append an element. Okay. And you have to print that list one finally. So this element, you have to take it from the user. Element is equal to input of, enter the element. If I consider only input function directly, it will take strings. If I take int function directly, it will take only integer. That's the reason we have our best friend eval function. This eval function will take the data based on the data whatever we given. Now, if I execute this, enter the number of elements you want to add. Enter the number of elements you want to add. Right? Now, I want to add 4 elements. Enter the element. I'll enter 1. I'll enter 2.5. You can see. This is how I will take the data from the keyboard. I will add into the list. Is it clear? Okay, this is about list, guys. Now, how to take data, to the right? How to take data to the tuple? How can we take data to the tuple? Concentrate everyone. So tuple we already know. Tuple is immutable. Okay, tuple is immutable. Immutable means you cannot take an empty tuple and you cannot modify that empty tuple. Okay. Now, what is the way? A Tushar eval is a default function like input pre-built function, which will consider depends on the data whatever you enter. So notice what is the way, guys. Now, how can we take the elements? How to take the elements to the tuple? There is no other way. Only the way is you have to take the elements to the list and you have to convert that into tuple. No other way. Why? Because list is mutable, but whereas tuple, it is immutable. You cannot do that. So that's the reason you can take the elements. Okay, you can get it in the form of tuple. Okay, how to take the elements to the tuple? I hope it's very clear. Next example, I need to explain you how to take input for the how to take input for the set. For the list, we already know the built-in function. Tuple we understood. So what about set? What we need to do? Like first of all, how to represent empty set? Empty set representation is this. This is empty set representation. So we don't have append function in set. Instead of append function in set, we have which function we have? Add function we have. We have add. We have add. Okay, we have add function we have. Right? Let's see. Instead of append, let me simply take add. What I need to change? Forget about this. I need to take set. I need to take set one dot add, and we can just print it. Okay. Enter the number of elements you want to add. Check. You got the elements. Right? This is how you take elements to the set. Elements to the set. Got it? Next, what about dictionary? Now, how to take elements to the dictionary? So these are all very important, guys. I told you already. Control flow statements combination with this data structures, a deadly combination. Now, how to take it for the dictionary? So let's take empty dictionary first. Dict1, empty dictionary, number of elements you want to add. So you have to take it in the form of key value pick. I'll take this key. I'll take this key. Next, I'll take this value. Okay. Value. Now, let's represent this dictionary key is equal to value. Let's print this dictionary. Many people they'll confuse, guys. Okay. Many people they'll confuse. Many people. Simple. Enter the key. String. Unmarks. Raju. Rani. Topper. Wow. Right? This is how you take data to the dictionary. Many people they confuse in this concept. I hope my students very clear with this. How to take data to the list, to the tuple, to the set, to the dictionary. Please confirm me. Will you practice? Will you practice? Every one of you. How to take data to the keyboard, is it fine? It's clear. tuple, nothing is there. Tuple, Mahendra. Tuple, you have to do it for list and you have to convert into tuple. Is it clear? Like someone is asking, Fatima, you're asking about eval function. Like in this example, if I don't take eval function, if I don't take this eval function, if I don't take, okay. If I consider only input function. So whatever the data, I took it in the key and value, what I will get by default, I'll take key, L, value I'll take 8, key I'll take U, I'll take value 9, I'll take. Now all the 4 elements due to input function by default it read as string. I cannot take integer. If I take integer, it will take it into integer. But if I consider eval function, depends on the way you are entering the values. If you enter it as float, it will consider the value as float. Depends on the value, whatever you are entering. Okay. For example, number of students you want to add, number of elements 3. Enter the key. I am entering it as a string format. It will consider as string. This is integer. Key. Just check. It is string. It is integer. Okay. It is string. It is float. Depends on the value, whatever you are entering, it will consider that. So eval function will make the values, whatever you are entering. Okay. Based on the whatever the values you are entering, it will consider that. Okay. Got it, everyone? Can you explain in deep? What do you mean by deep? Got it? I'm explaining in detail only. I'm not taking this as a free course. Okay, if you pay the fees, the same way I'll teach you. I'm teaching you in the depth only. You are taking it light as you're getting it for free. Okay, Karanpreet, append what it will do, append function. If you attended my list concept, append function you can understand very easily. Append is a built-in function which is available in list, which will add the element to the end of that list. Okay, verbally means this is the way. Right? Got it, everyone? You're able to understand? I hope it's very clear to everyone. If not, either you missed my previous classes, you directly came to this class. Otherwise, you have a network issue. From my side, I have a lot of energy. Okay. From my side, everything is good. Thank you, Ankita. Right? Is it clear? Fine. Like these are all not easy concepts, guys. Just try to understand. These are all depth concepts only. You are feeling it easy, and few people that still thinking I'm teaching only basics. It's not, no more basics. Is it clear, everyone? Got it? Okay, shall we move into the another concept? Control flow statements. Control flow statements, I'm just stopping here. We can practice thousands of programs we can practice. Okay, let me promote a website. Let me promote few websites. I'll just name it here, Geeks for Geeks. And you have one more thing, Sand Foundry. These two websites, you're getting many number of questions you get there. You can practice them. You can practice n number of questions, you can practice them. Is it clear? N number of questions you can practice them. Got it? So now control flow statements, I'm just giving n for it. Okay, now I will start a new concept. New concept I'll start. Okay, that is functions. Functions. Very, very, very important concept. Functions. My dear people here, check it properly. Like one fellow, he came to me. He came with two numbers. He want me to add those two numbers. I added. He went back. Again, that fellow, he came back to me with two more numbers and he want me to add those two numbers. I did it. That fellow, again, he went back and again, he came back to me. Okay. And this time also, I added. Now just try to understand here, everyone. One fellow, he came to me and is giving me two numbers. I'm adding those two numbers. I'm sending him back. Okay, I'm sending him back. This is what happening. And if you observe here, one thing is irritating. What is that irritating here? Irritating in the sense you're doing the same thing again and again. You're writing the logic again and again. You're writing the logic. Okay. This is where, okay, God gifted concept functions came into existence. What function can do is you define the logic only once. You can pass n number of parameters to that. You can perform the same task again and again. You can perform the same task. Okay. If you are using function, the main use of function is what? Code reusability. I'm writing the code only once. I'm using the code again and again. That is a function. So now let me take this example inside a function. Okay, now just forget about this. I'll explain what is the syntax of it again. Don't worry. Let's assume I am creating a function. I'm passing two parameters. I'm writing the logic. I have to pass add one fellow one time. Let me take him. One more time he came. Okay, come. I'll add the numbers. I'm writing the logic only once. I'm writing the logic only once. Okay. But see, again and again, I'm able to do that functionality. Again and again, I'm able to do that functionality. Check, 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 check. Okay. You can see here. One time I written the code, I'm able to do it functionality again and again. So this is a function, guys. Okay, the main use of function is what? Code reusability. Once you once you written a code, the same code, you can use it for n number of times. You can use the same code. Okay, I hope it's very clear. I hope it's very clear. Okay, right? Let's see. Python supports two types of built-in functions. Like built-in functions means you can see print, input, all these are built-in functions. Okay, that is nothing to do with that. We already happily we are using it. Our main concern is user-defined functions. User defined functions. Okay. I want to use, I want to create, okay, my own function. I want to define my own function, depends on my requirement. So that is what we need to discuss now. User defined functions. Let's see the syntax. I have def function name and parameters. Okay, and whatever the return statement is optional. I'll make it very clear, don't worry. And if you remember my first day class, I told you functions should also follow the rules of identifiers. Okay, I'm defining the function, I'm giving the function name, I'm giving the parameters. Okay, so parameters are nothing but inputs to the function. And we can also pass these parameters in different ways. So that we will be discussing. Okay, first of all, how to define a function, you have to be very clear and you have to be aware of like different parts of the function. So this is function definition. We are defining a function. We are calling the function. If you don't call the function, it won't execute. It won't execute. Once you define the function, you have to call it. Okay. And this way of passing the parameters. Now you can see A comma B. Okay. And we are passing 10 comma 20 we are passing. So 10 will be taken by A, 20 will be taken by B. So whatever the position we have given the elements, the same position the elements will take place. This is called positional arguments. Okay, you can see the arguments passed to the function in a correct positional order. You can see here when I pass 100 comma 200, 100 will be taken by A, 200 will be taken by B. Okay, so when I say 100 comma 200, so it will take based on the position. Next, keyword arguments. What are these keyword arguments? So now, my dear people, here while passing A comma B we have, A comma B we have. So now what I am doing here, like while calling the function, I'm assigning some variables. This way of representing the arguments are called keyword arguments. Now if I say this position, whatever the elements we are entering, that does not have priority. Now I can switch A comma B or I can write B comma A. I can write anything I can write. Let me run this. You can see, you got it. This way of representing is called keyword arguments. Next, one more way is there. What is that way? I can pass the variables at the time of definition only. This is called default way of giving argument, default arguments. Check it. So by default, we're giving the elements while passing. Okay, default arguments. Now you understood what is a function, like what exactly you are going to use it. So now here in this functions concept, you have some problem. Every time once you define add function, okay, once you define add function, you can apply, you can do that. Okay, but problem here is every time you can add only two numbers. You can add two different numbers you can add, but every time only two numbers only you can add. Right? Is it clear? Every time you can add only two numbers. So now, check if I pass def add, I'm passing A comma B, I'm passing. I'll say print A plus B. Okay. But while passing, my requirement is I need to pass two elements sometime. I need to pass three elements sometimes. I need to pass 4 elements sometimes. Okay, so depends on the way, depends on whatever I want. So if this is the case, how your element, how your elements, how it is going to take? It will simply, it will give you an error. So if you try to consider, if you try to consider different type of arguments, okay, that will give you an error. Like for that, you have variable length arguments. So depends on your requirement. If you want to pass variable length arguments, okay, you have to use variable length arguments. You have to use. Let's see here, that symbol you can see, that you can call it asterisk or you can call star, whatever you want, you can call. Okay, that symbol we use. And so here we'll give a variable. So now this variable, you can see when I pass these different variables. Now if I consider this n, if I consider, okay, I want to know by default n will be what? By default n will consider as tuple. Check it. Check it. Tuple. Okay, tuple it will consider. So now you want to add a elements in the tuple. You want to add elements in the tuple. What you can do? Every element in the tuple should be added. What you can do? How you can add all the elements in the tuple? One thing, it's very simple. You can write the for loop and you can add one by one element, or you can also use sum function you can use. Okay, sum function you can use and variable number of arguments will work. Is it clear? Okay, so how to add an element with logic, with the for loop, how we can add the elements? You have to try. How you can add the elements with the for loop. Okay, that logic building you have to work on that. Is it clear, everyone? Types of arguments. Types of arguments. Okay, I hope it's very clear. Types of arguments. Okay, I'll explain for loop using for loop also. For example, you have initially sum you keep it as 0 for I in n, sum is equal to sum plus I. Sum is a default function. Better you can take it as a coding standard. Why that it's not recommended to use as a variable. Print sum. Print sum 1. Let me execute. So immediately you have to get the logic, guys. You can see the same logic you are getting it. Got it, everyone? Okay. So variable length arguments also you can pass. Types of arguments and how to define the function. I hope I given you some clarity. Right. Functions are also very important, guys. Next. After this, next we need to discuss about. We have two different types of variables we have. Global variable and local variable. Global variable and local variable we have. First of all, let's discuss about global variable. For example, I have I'll say I am from F1, or else I'll take A is equal to 10, I'll take B is equal to 20. So now I'll say print A plus B, I'll say. I have one more function, F2. I'll say Print a plus b, I'll say. I have one more function, f3. I'll say print a plus b plus c, I'll say. So now, my dear people, just try to understand here. A is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Let's forget about c. You have to call these functions. If you call these functions, all the three functions will execute happily. Nothing problem, no problem here. You got 30. The variables which are defined outside of all the functions are considered as global variables. Are considered as global variables. Okay, these global variables, you can use it. Now, for example, I define in F1, I define C is equal to 30. Okay. C is equal to 30, I define. But C is equal to 30 is a local variable. C is equal to 30 is a local variable. Okay, local variable. Now this local variable, I can use it within the function. Outside of the function, when you try to use it, it will give you an error. Global variable, outside of all the functions, that can be accessible by all the functions. But when it comes to local variable, only within the function you can access. Okay. And at the same time, you can also convert local variable as a global variable by using the keyword global. When I say global C, then automatically this local variable will be converted into global variable. All other functions also we can use. Okay, so this is about global variable and local variable. Okay, types of arguments, I hope it's very clear. And at the same time, after types of arguments, local variable, global variable, how to define the function, all these are, I hope it's very clear, everyone. Please confirm me. Functions are very important. If you're watching this session in the YouTube channel, I request kindly comment your feedback in the chat, in the video, in the comment section, so that we can understand. And if you have any kind of questions, you can put it there so that we can see and we can get back to you. Okay. Right, everyone. Right? Understood well? Happy? Today is day 5. It's a 50% of our free Python training is completed. Okay, after 10 to 15 minutes, 50% is completed. I hope you are very happy so far. Many people, when I say it's for free, most of the people, they think it's fake. Okay, but I hope it's making happy for you. You're very happy, I think. Yes? Okay, let's continue. Next, one more concept. Next, one more concept. Concentrate. Fine. So now, my dear people, you understood variables. Next, we will discuss about some miscellaneous concepts and functions. Concentrate. Okay, I understood. You are very well. You are very happy. Very happy. Thank you. Let's see. Some miscellaneous concepts we learn from functions. Now, let's see few basic concepts in functions. I'm defining a function. I'm from F1. print I'm from F3. Now, when you have three different functions, when I call F3, F2, remember everyone, like function execution purely depends on how you are calling. Whichever the function you call first, that function will execute. Okay. So here in this case, you're calling F3 first. F3 will execute first time. First F3 will execute. Check. Okay. Next. One more thing. So now you can not only call from outside, inside one more function also you can call the function. Like see in F3, I can call F1. In F1, I can call F2. Let's see. Right. I'm calling the function inside another function. Now in F3 when I call, inside F3 I can call F1. Check it. Okay. Next. We not only call, we can also define function inside another function. Nested functions. Let's see. So many people who are having that indentation problem, if you practice this example well, all your indentations will go. Okay. And you have to get ready, you have to answer my question. Right? Let's see. I'm defining F1. I'm defining F1 I define. Now inside F1, I'm defining F2. Okay. Inside F3, F2, I'll define F3. Get ready, you have to answer the output, guys. Get ready, you have to answer the output. I'm defining the function inside the function. Just get ready to guess the output. I'm creating function inside the function. Last function. You will get perfect indentation. Okay. Get ready to guess the output. Okay. So what will be the output for this? I'll open the chat box. Just a minute, I'll open it, don't worry. Tell me guys. So what will be the output? What will be the output? Indentation error. Pratyusha Linga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 to 1. I'm from 7. Just tell me. Just think, guys. With this, you'll understand how the functions will execute. Okay, just how it's going to execute. Tell me. So multiple answers I'm getting. Few people are saying indentation errors. Few people are saying F1 to F7. Few are saying F7 to F1. So what will be the correct answer? How the functions are going to execute? Concentrate everyone. Okay, fine. So now, my dear people, now, first of all, def F1, I'm executing this. I'm defining F1 I define. As soon as I define F1, first of all, this function will load. F1 is going to load. That's it. F1 is going to load. Okay, F1 is going to load. Now, after that F1, it won't print, it cannot enter inside. Only it will load. After that, it has to come down. Why? Because inside F1 we define F2. Inside F2 we define F3. Unless we call F1, we cannot enter into another function. Okay, so after this, immediately it has to come down. It has to call F1. It has to call F1. So now, after that F2 will load. After that, F2 will load. Now, F2 will print. Next, F3 definition it will load. F3 it will call. F3 it will print. F4 definition it will load. Next, F3, F4 will call. Next, F5 will load. F5 will call. You can see everyone. So how it's going to execute? I hope it's very clear. So output will be, I'm from F1 to I'm from F7. If you practice this example, you will get lot of contents on the indentations, guys. So why, like I got some experience, right? At least writing this program. So definitely I made it very easy. Clear? Okay. So how the function will execute? I hope it's very clear. We have to load. Like first of all, it will load. Until we call it cannot enter inside. That's it. Okay, next class usually Saturdays and Sunday will be holiday. Saturday and Sunday will be holiday. But for this free batch, we will be working Saturdays and Sundays also we will be working. Is it clear? So no holidays. So usually Dhaapps will work only from Monday to Friday. But for this free batch, we'll be working Saturdays and Sundays also. And tomorrow also, I'll concentrate on functions only. Few more concepts in functions. After that, I'll discuss modules and packages. I'll discuss. Is it clear? Is it clear, everyone? Okay. So functions, very, very important. Tomorrow also, we'll spend some more time on functions so that it will give you more clarity. Okay. So task and function simple like Ashok Kumar. Like just try to print first 100 event numbers using a function. I want first 100 divisibles of 7 using a function. Whenever you call a function, divisibles of 100 I need to print. Something like that. You can create your own exercise. Right? Okay, so when it comes to this example, again I'm telling you, it will load only this. After that, F1 will call. It cannot enter into this Pratyusha. After this, it straight away, it cannot enter into this. Straight away, it will come down. No way to enter it unless we call F1, it cannot enter into this. Unless we call F2, we cannot enter into this. Got it? Clear? Fine? Functions are okay. Right? Previously, whatever the discussion happened so far from introduction, fundamentals, operators, data types, control flow statements, conditional loops, transfer functions. So far, whatever I explained, it's very clear. But you people, I've seen you are not practicing. Okay, you're not doing the practice. If you don't practice, you will not get. While explaining, I will do it 100%. Definitely, it will enter into your brain, I know. But if you don't practice, it won't stay more than 10 days or 15 days. As soon as I close this, it will glow. Is it clear? Goswami, that's a special discussion. We'll discuss that also, don't worry. Okay, anything is possible. I can say everything is possible. Don't ask me tasks. Don't ask me tasks. I already given you website. From there you can practice n number of programs you can practice. If I give you task, again you are giving me task back by texting and by sending, and you are asking me to check. And if you get any single error also, you're not allowing me to sleep. You have to be aware of how to solve your errors. Okay, I included exception handling concept, best concept. Okay, with that concept, you will never worry about any error. Okay, so that will be the final concept of ours. Tomorrow, I'll complete until modules and packages. On Sunday, I'll be starting OOPS concepts. Okay, after OOPS concepts, file handling, exception handling, I'll start. After that, we'll discuss like few, like web scraping we'll discuss, and one more project which is related to like data science. Okay, I'll make it useful, don't worry. I'll make this course useful. I'll make sure that if you are smart enough, this 11 days of course will give you a job. That is what my main intention. Okay, if one or two fellows, if one fellow get the job from me, that one fellow I know he will teach, he will say to 100 people. So it's clear, everyone. Enough for today. We'll meet again tomorrow. Kindly practice. Okay. Bye, everyone. And we are also launching multiple courses. We're also launching multiple courses. Okay. We have SQL. We have cloud. We have DevOps. We have front-end web development. We have data science and AI. We have multiple courses. If you are interested to join any paid course, definitely you can reach us. Okay, you have very good time with me. Full stack data science and AI. Ankita, I did not included Django in that 11 days. Ankita, I'm giving you data science project, right? I'll take a data science project, don't worry. Ankita, I'll take data science project. First of, before that, I did not include a data science project. But now I decided to add a data science project so that you people feel it better. I just given only web scraping, only content I given you. So now out of my interest, I'm adding data science project. Okay. Fine. Right. If anyone is interested for any course, kindly show some interest towards us also. Right. Thank you guys. Bye. Take care.